esteemed guests, good evening classmates, and good evening to the founder and CEO, Michael. My name is Abigail.
My name is Barawan.
And my name is Daisuke.
And before we get into the presentation, can you please all take out your phones to scan the QR code to take a look at our live prototype, which we'll get more into later on in the presentation. All right, let me take you all back to a moment in time, the early days of COVID-19. It was a time filled with uncertainty, families worried endlessly about the safety of their elderly loved ones and children. Small business owners suddenly forced to close their doors due to the lack of digital tools just to stay afloat. And in hospitals and community clinics, the pressure was overwhelming. Hallways were full, staff were exhausted, and administrators faced constant, impossible decisions. Amid the race to save lives, one thing was for certain. Every second and every piece of patient data mattered. Now imagine in the middle of all of that, a cyber attack strikes. Systems go dark, patient records become inaccessible, and communication halts. And the trust that communities and donors had worked so hard to build begins to slip away. This is exactly the kind of crisis where Digital Bunker 365 could have stepped in. So here's our path today. So I want you to take away 3 things from our strategy. The first being that SMB Healthcare needs a trusted partner and not another tool. Secondly, we win by building trust with this target market, not by being pushy with our sales tactics. And thirdly, our go-to-market plan positions Digital Bunker 365 as a market leader within 3 months. So taking a look at the problem in a bit of context. HIPAA non-compliance fines topped $9.1 million in the year of 2024. Healthcare has the highest breach cost of any industry at $5.13 million per incident. Most small clinics lack IT staff and budgets, making them prime targets for ransomware. And healthcare leaders face constant risk, and the cost of a single incident can be fatal to the mission of an organization. So here is our vision. A world where small healthcare providers are free from cybersecurity anxiety and can focus entirely on patient care. We hope to become the most trusted Microsoft 365 security partner in SMB healthcare. And our value, you may ask? We protect patient data, ensure operational resilience, and deliver peace of mind by securing the Microsoft 365 that you already own with proactive, real-time protection.
All right, our data, like our strategy isn't just based on the data, it's also guided by real-world perspective from the 2 leaderships like John, who provide a strategic viewpoint, and also Serve, who is a technical manager to give us on-the-ground reality, and combine the insights from the interviews and from the research as well. We were able to analyze the effectiveness of competitors' landscape. And the main takeaway is that our competitors are generalists. They offer board all-in-one service to ISP and SaaS platforms, which can be seemed more convenient to some of the customers. However, the weakness actually turns into our strengths. We do offers deep, specialized knowledge of the Microsoft 365 platforms, and we do also provide a proactive of the securities as well. And at the same time, we do need to acknowledge our challenges. As a new players in the market, and our narrow service scope can be perceived as an incomplete solution. And that leads us to our strategic opportunities. The competitors use the mix of push marketing for the SMB and pull for the enterprise. Therefore, we will adopt a hybrid push and pull approaches, combines direct outreach with the thought leaderships to build a long-term trust and authorities. And this strategy is a dynamic response to our SWOT analysis. Now we already talked about the strengths, so we're gonna move forward to the opportunities. So it is clear to become a trust authorities of Microsoft 365 combined with a HIPAA's expert in this niche market. And of course, for that, it is the intense competitions in the market. And for the weakness, the key weakness I really want to highlight is that because it doesn't just affect us, but also the entire market, it is an opaque pricing strategies. And it create a significant in purchasing anxieties, the budget anxieties, especially for the organizations who have the budget constraints. And this is a major barrier that we would like to solve.
Meet Lisa Ramirez. She is an operations and compliance manager at Hopewell Community Health Clinic in New Jersey. They have no IT staff, unlimited budget, and are overwhelmed by HIPAA reporting and breach threats. Her story mirrors hundreds of clients in our target market, the very people that we're here to serve.
And our strategy is grounded in this customer journey map, where we always see the customers often begins with anxieties because of the security incidents, and then shifts to the skepticism while dealing with the vendor noise and ending up with the frustrations because of the slow support and broken promise. So you're gonna see that all of the pain points is come from the lack of the trust. So our strategy is designed to build the trust at the early stages, from providing the transparency content and analyzing their specific needs to ensure the seamless onboarding. And here is our solutions. It's built on one simple ideas, no new tool. So we're gonna take the Microsoft 365 you already owned, and then as an MSSP, we're gonna turn it into our security borders. For our leaders like Lisa, this means she can get the outside top-tier expertise without hiring more of the full-time one. And she can automate the painful HIPAA report that used to take her 0 days data and get a proactive 24/7 monitoring, so she can finally get a peace of mind.
All right, and on to our go-to-market strategy and campaign theme. So, our 3-month go-to-market plan runs from September 1st to mid-December of this year under the campaign theme, You Run the Mission so we can run the systems. Phase 1 consists of 3 weeks. That is the awareness and activation phase, where we will have founder-authored LinkedIn posts and risk infographics on all social media platforms. Then sponsored newsletters and geo-targeted ads within the tri-state area specifically. And then lastly, case studies and industry insight pieces driving to a free Microsoft 365 risk checkup. So some of the metrics we'll use to measure this will be 25 risk scoreboards, 10 consultations, and 10,000 impressions across all social media platforms. Phase 2 is consideration and education. So uploading a public viewing of a PDF guide on Microsoft 365 security gaps for all to access, having an interactive risk scoreboard, and then having a HIPAA checklist for legal, ROI sheets for leadership, and technical overviews for IT. And then what we'll use to measure this is 8 or more kit downloads, that's the PDF guide I mentioned earlier, and then 3 webinar partnerships. And in our last phase, which is decision, onboarding, and loyalty, we want to offer a free trial support with weekly check-ins, having a Cyber Shield for Good Trust Badge rollout, and then a $100 donation referral program for the consumer that gets at least 5 referrals. And to measure this, we'll have 10 new clients, 200 new healthcare LinkedIn followers, and then 10 testimonials. Right, and this is a timeline for execution, a 3-month timeline. So as you can see, it's split into 3 phases, each with clear owners, deadlines, and checkpoints for realignment. So in the light peach colors, those are the different checkpoints for us to review and realign if engagement is lacking or if the strategy needs to be shifted another direction. Next slide, please.
Yep, and we will make specific marketing investments that align with the go-to-market strategy. We plan to invest around $12,000 in the first 3 months. This investment is built on 3 pillars. First, we will create foundational content assets like in-depth case studies and white papers. Second, we will use problem-solving digital ads to deliver that content. So LinkedIn, we will create the first touch point with potential customers. And third, we will host knowledge-sharing webinars This will prove our expertise. The next important step is how to communicate with people who have become interested in Digital Banker 365. And the ROI simulator plays a crucial role here. We have already developed a prototype, and it is a live web app. You can access it from this QR code, so please try it. We developed this tool to answer our customers' pain points directly. The ROI simulator displays the recommended plan, risk reduction, and investment affordability cap based on the information you enter. This cap is the maximum amount that can be invested each month without incurring a loss. This figure addresses two challenges highlighted by Don: the difficulty of explaining the situation to management and strict budget limitations. For management, it provides a simple, actionable number rather than technical jargon. This makes it easier for non-technical people to quickly understand the value of the investment. And this investment cap is deeply integrated in our pricing model. Digital Banker 365 does not publish its prices. This allows for flexible negotiation, but it also creates a problem. The lack of transparency makes customers anxious before they buy. Our solution is simple. We make the value visible. We will not change our non-disclosure pricing policy or our current pricing model. Instead, we use the ROI simulator we developed to show the investment value clearly. This transforms our customers' anxiety into confidence. So how does this work in practice? This is the most crucial point. Investment affordability cap is not our price. It is the upper limit for worthwhile investment. Therefore, it does not conflict our non-disclosure policy at all. If the price we offer is lower than this upper limit, the customer will feel they are getting a great deal. This means we can lead the price negotiation in our favor without changing our current model. Furthermore, this simulator also acts as a translator, making it easier to get agreement within the customer's organization. We have listed 3 specific cases on the slide. For example, for bold, we can show the annual avoidable loss in clear dollar amounts. It allows for conversation based on the compelling story and clear numbers, instead of getting lost in technical details and jargons. And we have high feasibility of our plan. Technically, our solution uses the customer's Microsoft 365 environment, so no new development is required. Financially, our efficient team structure with engineers in the US and Egypt allows us to offer high-quality service at a competitive price. Operationally, our phased go-to-market strategy allows us to manage risk and scale our service steadily.
All right, so our mission is an ethic one as well. We are protecting the sensitive patients' data and ensure that the communities of the clinics can continue providing their care to the patients. And to earn the trust, we also operate onto 2 core principles. The first one is radical transparency in all of the contracts. And the second one is the strictest, most rigid data privacy protocol. And this isn't just for the businesses, it's for our responsibility as well. And finally, we're gonna take it to the next steps. So it's clear that in the Q3 2025, we're going to build the GTM foundations along with the ROI simulators. And then on the next quarters, we're gonna launch the early adopter programs with the 5 clinics to create the first success story and the case study as well.
And finally, for healthcare leaders worried about HIPAA compliance and cyber attacks without the budget or the IT staff, Digital Bunker 365 is your affordable managed security partner. We maximize the Microsoft 365 you already own, handle complex configurations, and give you audit-ready reports freeing you from security anxiety so that you can run the mission and we run the systems. Thank you.
Great job, Team Amsterdam. Okay, let's go to our judge panel. Yep.
I know one of the go-to-market strategy points was using LinkedIn
Mhm.
Google Ads. Have you done any discovery on other social media tools to promote this?
Yes, so we did take a look at the Instagram and the Facebook, and we realized there were a few existing gaps. So there was a bit of lack of engagement. So I think likes on each of the posts were like less than 20, and also lack of consistency. So those types of gaps were also implemented in our go-to-market strategy.
Okay. What about YouTube?
YouTube, YouTube, yes. Okay, so that was a platform we didn't necessarily consider as much as Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But yes, that would be considered in the strategy as well, the go-to-market. Thank you.
Michael? Who's the ideal persona we should be targeting in an organization? What's that title?
So it's healthcare companies, nonprofit healthcare companies and clinics, particularly under 200 employees.
Who's the person inside the organization? What's the title you think we should be targeting?
So probably our ideal consumer profile, Lisa, so an operations and compliance manager.
Any other questions from the judging panel?
Nice job.
Thank you.